Hello everyone and welcome to my January What's in Bloom. As you can see, there's a lot of changes that I have to my grow space. First off, I have this brand new Athena Culture grow tent. This is to help regulate some of the humidity issues that I've been having with my orchids. The humidity in my grow space has been somewhat low, especially in the winter time. So this is going to help me keep that humidity up higher. But I also have quite a few beautiful new plants and new blooms that I wanted to show you all today before they go out of bloom. I'm actually doing this grow space tour and orchids in bloom update for January in 2 parts so that I can capture some of the orchids that are in bloom that I may not still have in bloom by the end of the month. So without further ado, let's take a tour of some of my new blooms. All right, well, first off, I have this perfect little guy right here. This is a Dendrobium aberrans, which is a species Dendrobium, a cute little mini. It is just opening up its flowers now. But I fell in love with this orchid at J&L Orchids and decided that I wanted to pick one up. And I just really enjoy these small mini Dendrobiums. They bloom for a really, really long time, and they don't have fragrance, but they are stunning. And when they grow up to be larger plants, they can have quite a few blooms. As you can see, this guy has, let's see, 2, 4, 6 blooms on such a tiny, tiny plant. This bloom is just about to open, and it's a very cute little tiny mini Dendrobium. And here's the name for folks if you're interested in picking one up yourself. Again, Dendrobium aberrans is a species Dendrobium, and it's definitely one of my favorites. Excited to have it in my collection. A couple of other new orchids in my collection. Here is another mini Dendrobium that I just picked up from Andy's. Let's see if I can get this guy over here so you can see the name at least. It's not in bloom, but this is Dendrobium. It's a subspecies Pulcherrimum, and it's another mini Dendrobium. I'm excited to see the blooms on this guy. The blooms are like purple, and they're really stunning. I saw it on Andy's, and I decided to pick one up, and it is their blooming season, so I wouldn't be surprised if I have one in bloom within the next couple of months. What's in blooms? So excited to see what that one puts out for me. Next, I have a classic that has been in bloom for me before, but I believe this is the first time I'm highlighting it on my channel. This is BC Rustic Spots H&R. It's an amazing yellow with orange and purple spotting, and this is the second time it bloomed. As I said, this bloomed for me in late July, and it's blooming again for me here in January. And you can see I just love the purple spotting on this Cattleya. It's a beautiful, beautiful orchid, and it does have another bud here on the way. So I'm going to have 3 flowers, and there is another spike. Not sure yet if that one's going to come with flowers or not, but really, really cool plant. I picked this one up at Fantasy Orchids in Colorado, and it is a beautiful plant. Just love this plant, and it's put out 3 new growths since I picked it up, so super healthy plants you can get from Fantasy Orchids. Next, I have this stunning Cattleya. Again, this is a second time it's bloomed for me, and I think this is also the first time I'm highlighting this on my YouTube channel. I may have highlighted it on the first edition, but I don't believe so. I picked this one up in May. It was in bud, bloomed in early June, and again, it's blooming again for me here in January. It does have a nice fragrance, although I'm realizing that these flowers this time around don't really have a strong fragrance. Of course, I think this is its secondary bloom of the year, so it may not bloom and be as fragrant during its sort of secondary bloom of the year. But I do have 2 flowers. You can see the other one right there on this brand new leaf, and as you can see right back there, I have another new leaf on the way, so hopefully I'll have some more flowers from that spike. And here's the name for those of you who are interested. BLC, Lawless Romeo Juliet. It's a Toshioki cross with American Heritage. And it's a beautiful, beautiful plant. I love this purple lip. It doesn't really show up very well on camera, but it is so vibrant. Can't help but catch your eye when you walk in. So really nice large Cattleya. Now this is the star of the month for sure. This is my Sophronitisbrev Picula, and this is the first time it's bloomed for me. And I love this small flower, but honestly pretty big for the size of the plant. And I'll try to get a better view of the flower here. Check that out. He's been in bloom for a little over a week. No signs of it ending anytime soon. And this is my first Sophronitis I've been able to bloom in my collection. I have 3 Sophronitis, of course, this is brevipendiculata, Sophronitis coccinea, and Sophronitis cernua. And the cernua I bought from Andy's. It was in bud, but the buds, I think from the stress of travel, ended up drying up on me, which, you know, that happens sometimes. So it might put up more flowers. It's still early in its blooming season, but we'll see. But this is a little stunner. I love this Sophronitis. It tends to be a little bit more hardy of warm intermediate temperatures, and I've been able to bloom it in my conditions, so that should tell you something. These Sophronitis can sometimes be a little bit challenging when it comes to blooming. I'm going to leave him right here for now, just because it might be a little bit too difficult for me to put him back in his little spot. So that's what I have here on this shelf. I also have this Dendrobium Winzelii, Jeff's Red Wheat. It is in bud right now, as you can see there. There we go. And I'm sure that'll be in bloom potentially for the February What's in Bloom edition of my channel. So we'll see how that goes in a couple of weeks. Coming down here, this is of course my shelf of Bulbophyllums, pleurothalids. And I do have some new ones to show off. And I'll start with the only one that I have in bloom right now that's new. And that is this guy right here, which is Bulbophyllum sumatranum botanis. And this is a first-time bloomer for me. And the flower is just adorable. I'll move the leaf over a little bit so you can get a good view of him. But super cute little flower. I love this Bulbophyllum. I've been waiting anxiously for it to bloom because I knew I purchased it in the blooming season, and it seems to be really happy under my care as it's putting up another growth here. But that's just a stunning Bulbophyllum sumatranum, and excited to show off that bloom. Over here I have a couple of new plants right here. I believe it might be in bud, but this is a gorgeous little orchid from Andy's. This is, whoops, it's upside down. There we go. Diplocalabium fariniferum, and it's kind of like a Dendrobium type orchid. Blooms pretty much throughout the year, so it could bloom at any time. It does look like there's some new healthy growths that have recently grown up, so it's a possibility that this guy could be in bloom for me very soon as well. Over here I also have a brand new plant that I'm excited to hopefully have in bloom soon. This is a Rhodia, royi, R-O-Y-I, And it does look like it might have a bud coming from that middle leaf, but we'll have to see what comes of that. But really wild looking flowers, and I'm really hopeful that I'll have a bloom from that. And this is another one I picked up from Andy's Orchids. I do have some surprise Maz de Vala blooms to show off, which I save for the end because folks seem to really like those. This guy is not fully opened, so you will have to wait. Unless it opens this month, then I'll overlay a video right now. But this is Maz de Vala strobelii, and this is just an absolutely wild looking flower. First off, it's a fragrant Maz de Vala, which I love my fragrant Maz de Valas. And it has these weird, like, glands, hairs in the middle of the flower. It's just a wild plant. So hopefully it will be in bloom for this month. Otherwise, you'll have to wait until February to see him in bloom. But gorgeous flower. I can't wait to see what that looks like once all 4 flowers open up for me. But I also purchased this one from J&L Orchids on my last trip and added it to my collection. I did say I was gonna not add any more Maz de Valas to my collection because I have so many already, but I just couldn't help myself. So it was a good pickup, definitely a good pickup. This is my Bulbophyllum putidum. It is on its way out, but it is always worth a show. It's not going to last much longer, but gorgeous plant from Equigenera and worthy of a feature for sure. And coming down here are a couple more of my Bulbophyllums. I don't have much in bloom, but I do have this Maz de Vala. This is the 3rd time this year that this Maz de Vala has bloomed, and it has got to be like the 3rd or 4th time I've highlighted it on one of my tours. This is Maz de Vala Copperwing, Viciana Cross, and it just seems to bloom all the time. I don't know if it has to do with, it seems every time I go home, it tends to pop out some flowers, and I don't know if it's because it gets warm and it triggers it to bloom, or, it's the length of time without watering. Not quite sure why that happens, but nonetheless, excited about that bloom. And excited for the second one that is about to show up. So that is going to conclude the grow tent portion of my tour, but I have tons more to show you in my display area in my living room. So let's head on over there, and I'll show you some amazing new Phalaenopsis and lady slipper orchids that I just added to my collection. This is definitely one of my new favorite Paphiopedilums. Look at the leaves, and then this beautiful flower. And it's pretty interesting. I love it. It's my first green Paph, and definitely a species Paphiopedilum that I am excited to have in my collection. Of course, my little white Paphiopedilum QF Quicksand is still in bloom for me. Definitely one of my favorites. The little white teacup Paphs are gorgeous. So now let's check out some of the Phalaenopsis that I added to my collection. This guy is Phalaenopsis Hark Gentleman for line, and this one I got from Tida Orchids, one of the many plants I purchased during the haul that I just had a little while ago from Tida. So gorgeous, fragrant Phalaenopsis. Now we have this beauty right here. This is a stunning Phalaenopsis. You can see almost like the frilly petals on this phal. It is gorgeous. I'm not 100% sure what DTSP stands for. It is a Phalaenopsis cross of some kind. Lionheart, Cranberry, Cha-Cha. And that is the name of this Phalaenopsis here. And I'm actually babysitting this one for Cassidy. It is in her collection, so unfortunately not in mine, but we will we'll highlight it nonetheless while I babysit it today. This is also a gorgeous Phalaenopsis. Hopefully I can get a good view of the color. There we go, it's a little bit better. Beautiful waxy red flower. I just love these phals. Another gorgeous plant, and these waxy flowers tend to last a little bit longer, and they are just stunning. This one is Phalaenopsis Hor G Fancy TD, or Jai Fancy, and really stunning plant. I love it, it's gorgeous. This guy right here, I'll bring out. This one is very pretty. You might have seen this in the J&L Orchids video, as well as the Tida Orchids. This is Shu Shing Sapphire. It's another fragrant Phalaenopsis, and I love the like purple accents to the white flowers. They're very small, delicate plants, but gorgeous little phal. This is my Young Home Lucky Star. It's still in bloom, and it's sending up 2 more spikes. This is going on like 8 months of blooming, which is just unbelievable for a flower. So excited to see how many more flowers it gives me, because it just doesn't stop blooming. Here's another phal that I bought from Tida. This is not in bloom, but it's Phal Memoria Val Redig. It's a pyloric phal, so I'm excited to see. But it has almost these like, they almost look dusty, like matte leaves. They're really, really cool. Can't wait to see what this guy looks like, but it's beautiful. And the other phal that's not in bloom, that is in spike, that will hopefully be in bloom soon, is Phal Zabrina Palawan. And that has a really, really stunning flower, another species, Phalaenopsis. And I'm excited to show you what that flower looks like. I'm not sure if it'll be in bloom for January, but definitely within the next 2 months, I should have some flowers for you all. And then lastly are 2 more plants that I'm plant sitting for Cassidy. Phal Mickey Black Angel is another stunning Phalaenopsis. I'll show you a picture of that on the screen here, but excited to see that in bloom at Cassidy's house. So coming up here is my Phalaenopsis VO Cafe, still in bloom. 1 flower is done, but this plant just keeps blooming, and super fragrant. Can smell my entire house when it's fresh. Really, really nice plant. And then up here, just about to open, is my Phragmipedium zindenii. And that guys you've seen in multiple videos now. And of course, this stunning Phalaenopsis. Still in bloom, still going strong, a little beat up from the fall, but it is super fragrant and delicious. Love the plant. So that's what I have in my display shelf. Thank you all so much for watching my January What's in Bloom. I'm looking forward to showing you all the new plants that I have in bloom in February. But without further ado, I'll close out the video. Hope you have a great rest of the month, and I'll talk to you all soon.